Do you know what you're looking at? I'll tell you. This is the Orion Nebula, otherwise known as the star nursery. Stars are born here. This is 1,300 light years away from our Earth. And these little stars that are born here are about 1 million years old, which in space-time, in the time of our universe, they are a baby. This is part of the Orion constellation, and in the northern hemisphere, if you look up, especially this time of year in the winter, you will be able to see the Orion constellation quite clear. And on a very good night, you will see what looks like a fuzzball somewhere around the 3 stars that make up the Orion's belt. Recently, I was asked by a friend, pretty pointedly, why it is that I am making videos about abortion. The person pointed out that it has been going on for several years. It's quite a contentious debate. And, let's face it, it's pretty morbid. For me, it's become kind of a personal mission. And in a way, it's kind of atonement for having been ignorant of the facts, having not known or been aware, and just believing in something and not knowing the truth is not usually the way that I like to live my life. And it was also pointed out to me that, and this is true, that my truth may not be another person's truth. And sort of that walk in another person's shoes sort of thing. Here's the thing for me. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about your choice. It's not about my choice. It's not about politics. And it's really not even about religion. To me, being aware and having knowledge is universal power. When I first heard about the full-term abortions that was going to be allowed in New York, I could not believe anywhere in my person that people would allow this. I never in my wildest nightmares would ever believe that human beings would be capable of such an atrocity against humankind. I mean, let's face it, just like this cluster of stars in this star nursery, it's the very origins of life, of our own kind, of our human species, that's being destroyed. So I've made it sort of a personal mission to do as much research as I can. I'm hopeful that most of my information will be on point and accurate, but ultimately it's up to each one of us to do the research to discover what you believe is your truth. And I know for myself, speaking for myself, that I feel an absolute call to put these videos out there, because I know that if I wasn't aware, if I didn't know what was actually happening, if I didn't know the process in which it happens, if if I didn't know the stages in which a baby is formed, if I had no idea that really it stops being just a cluster of cells and a clump of tissues at such an early stage in development. And also, the horrific practice that has now become an industry as a result of these baby mills that are killing babies and selling their tissue, their parts. To me, I would never be able to sleep at night if I didn't try to do something. And I don't have a very large circle of people. I am by nature not a person who is very extroverted. I'm definitely more on the introverted side. So my circle of people is very small. But if I can use the media, I have a love and hate relationship with media, but if I can use it, if I can make it be my telescope into the world, if I can reach even a few people that can also reach a few people, that can then also reach a few people, the growth of it becomes exponential. And then we have a chance of, I think at some point, making this horror show be under a lens where it can't be ignored anymore. It's up to each one of us to do that.